Hello, stamping friends. It's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts. I'm a couple of minutes early today. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you a brief little peek at what I'm going to be using for my cards today. So it's my last live for February. So we're wrapping up the masculine cards. I'm going to be using the Gray Granite ink. It's been a long day. This is Smoky Slate. I've got two pieces. I haven't quite decided how many cards I'm making tonight. So I've got two pieces cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've also got one card base, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I've got a couple of pieces on my desk, different sizes, not exactly sure. This is the, oh shoot, I just went blank on the name. This is the, oh shoot, I just went blank on the name. It'll come to me. So I've got a couple of pieces of the designer series paper, and I'm also going to show you a card with this. It's the last couple of days of celebration. If you haven't already gotten your all of your free goodies that you want to get, you have until Sunday, February the 28th. I'm going to be using Approaching Perfection for this. I always need birthday cards, so that is what I'm going to be using today. And I've got my tailored tag punch. So yeah, let's get things started. Like I said, I'm a couple of minutes early. Internet connection seems to be good tonight. Got a bit of a glare from my light, but that's okay. I'm going to tilt down and you guys can see my work surface, so the glare won't be such an issue. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you, first of all, how to do a fairly easy fancy fold. I am going to be using my Stampin' Trimmer, and if you haven't used one, or if you don't have one, one of the things that I love about it is, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but it's got numbers down the side as well, and it does open fully to be a 12-inch trimmer. I don't need it to be 12 inches today, so I'm just going to keep it together. Well suited. That's the name of the paper that I'm using today. So I'm going to take, I think, this piece, gray on one side, blue little with white diamonds on the other, and I've already cut it to 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to put it in my trimmer halfway, so line it up at the 2-inch line. Actually, tilt you down so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. I am on a mission to try to figure out a better way of doing this instead of having to tilt my laptop screen down. And there's two blades with the trimmer. There's the scoring blade, which we don't need right now, and the trimming blade. So I'm just going to pick it up, and actually I'm going to pop it up for a sec. Come on. There we go. So there's lines on it, so you can actually line it up to the numbers on the side, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to line it up at the 2-inch mark. And then I'm going to cut bottom to top. So make sure that this is where I need it to be, and just simply cut 2 inches. So you've got a bit of a flap. I'm going to put this off to the side. And then all I'm going to do, move this stuff out of the way. I'm just going to take it and bring this piece in and fold it. And you can fold it like I did with the sample piece, completely out, so you've got a wider spot, or you can fold it in just a little tiny bit. It does look like a shirt, which is why I was calling it the shirt fold. And then if you want to be precise with it, you can always make a mark with a pencil or with your scoring blade for your trimmer. Okay. So there's that. You could also do it the other way and have the gray showing out, but I'm going to put the gray be the main part. And because my card is just a fairly plain basic birthday, I'm going to grab my adhesive and I'm going to run the adhesive on the side that is not going to be the outside of the card. And because there is a little bit of a fancy cut, I usually just put the adhesive on the two longer sides, but I'm going to do a little bit towards the V as well, just to make sure that it doesn't lift up when I don't want it to. Okay, and then I'm just going to eyeball it onto my card. Okay, now you can choose actually if you want to stick these down with either a glue dot or another little bit of adhesive. I'm just going to leave it up just because it adds a little bit of interest. And I'm just going to do the happy birthday with my tailored tag. And I'm just going to punch it. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my tailored tag. I'm going to punch out. And then I'm also going to punch it out of my cardstock. And I'm going to go a little bit closer to the edge because I'm going to use this for my second card a little bit differently. So you can do this pretty much any way that you would like. I'm going to do it so that I'm going to cut it in half, actually. Grab my scissors. And because this is going to be hidden behind, I'm not going to be too terribly fussy about how I'm doing it. I'm just going to run the adhesive edge to edge. And then just eyeball it to make it the same all the way around. That's a little bit further out. Okay, so I've got my tag done, and I'm just going to stick a little bit more adhesive on. I love this paisley print on this. And then I'm just going to stick it at the bottom of the V and grab my happy birthday sentiment, I think. Yes, happy birthday. Open up my ink pen. Okay. Oh, we're good. Thought I was missing my stamp block for a second, but we're all good. It's here. Nothing to worry about. You just roll with it. Today's one of those days. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp my happy birthday. Now, it's finished for all intents and purposes. But one of the things that's in the catalog that goes until June are these black matte dots, which I am absolutely in love with. And I didn't have a chance to clean off my desk today, so you guys are getting kind of a sneak peek into what the real world of Andrea's craft room looks like. And as usual, my take your pick tool is somewhere in here, so I'm just going to use my fingers and hope they work. Okay, I'm just going to stick one at the bottom. Nope. Take your pick makes it so much easier. I'm going to do one at the bottom, and then I'm going to do one on either side of it, just to kind of ground it a little bit. And the black dots just add that little bit of extra grounding. All right, so there is our first card done. Our second one, I was kind of inspired by the paper. It's not very often that designer series paper has two sides that I really, really love, because generally speaking, it's either one side or the other that you like. I really like this pattern. It's really loud and really kind of a bit muchish when you're just looking at it by itself. But I also love the inside. It's very sedate, very calm, very, I don't know. I love gray. Okay, so this is going to be another super easy card, which is perfect for somebody who is just starting on their stamping journey. I'm going to be doing, if things really do get better with age, you're approaching perfection as my sentiment. And I'm just going to take the one that I cut my tag out of. And my stamp block. And again, basic gray. Or sorry, gray granite. And next month, I am going to be showing you how to do what kinds of cards you can make with your scraps. I'm so excited. I love scraps. And I don't tend to throw very many of them away unless they are really tiny. Okay, so this sentiment does not take up my entire sheet of cardstock. So I'm just going to trim it. Yeah, there, it looks good. Okay, now to make it easy for myself, I've already cut my interior piece. Now this is light enough that you can get away with just writing on it, but it adds a little bit of weight just to adhere a plain piece of cardstock to the inside. Now, one of the things that I will mention, when you are using an entire piece of pattern paper for your card, you want to be careful how hard you run the score blade, because you can go right through the paper. And I have a couple of times, which is not so much fun. And you also want to be careful with how hard you go over it with the bone folder, because that as well can rip your paper. So I've got the inside of my card done. I am going to decorate it, I think, with some candles later. But now I'm going to take my sentiment and I'm just going to adhere it to the front as well. You can pop it up on pop dots if you wanted to. I'm just going to adhere it so that it's a flat card. Now, if you are selling your cards, you do need to put the Stampin' Up! Angel Policy stamp on it, which is basically just the Stampin' Up! Copyright, which is available in a couple of the stamp sets. But with this, it's a little hard because it's patterned. I would just do it probably in the gray, stamped off a couple of times somewhere on the inside of the card. Okay, so there's my card done, but found my take your pick tool. I'm just going to decorate it with a little bit of the black matte dots. Actually, yeah, I think the... Okay, and I'm going to do this one on each corner, I think, just to kind of make it look like either studs or rivets. Two more. Usually I like to use odd numbers, but sometimes you just need to use the even ones. All right. So there's my card finished. I'm just going to grab the candles and decorate the inside as well. That's not something that I do terribly often, but every once in a while, it's just a nice little touch. Okay. Where did my ink pad go? Gremlins, they're alive and well in my craft room today. And I'm just going to do one right across the bottom. And 3. And then you can just either do another happy birthday sentiment or just leave it as is. So super quick cards tonight. Perfect for beginner stampers. Really all you need is the black matte dots, an ink pad, a stamp set, and you are good to go. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I can't wait to show you what I come up with for next month. Thank you so much for watching and have a great night.